Hi guys, my name is Samantha and I am a flexibility instructor here at InterMe, and I'm going to be going over 5 exercises to help you get your splits. First exercise, you're going to come down onto your forearms. One foot is going to be planted, other leg nice and straight, and you're going to kick it towards your face. Again, key point, keep that leg straight. Don't let that knee bend at the top. Keep it nice and straight. Once you've done a few of those, you can switch to your other side.
If you're a beginner, you might be here. If you're advanced,
So if you're a beginner, when you kick, you're kicking towards that same side shoulder, but if you are more flexible, you might want to go towards the opposite shoulder. So on these, I would recommend doing at least 10, up to 20 on each leg. The next exercise, you're going to be on your back. You're going to pull a knee in, and you want to keep it close. So depending on your flexibility, you may be in nice and tight, or you may be out here. Wherever you're at, keep the knee at that distance as you press your hip up before coming back down and up. So you really want to make sure that you're kind of thinking of scooping that tailbone up as you press towards the ceiling. And you'll note my knee stays in, so as I come up, it doesn't drift away. I keep it pulled in. If you want, you can use a block underneath a foot to help increase this even further. So you come up. And for an extra challenge, you can hold at the top, really pressing for about 3 seconds before coming back down. And I would recommend doing 10 on each side. Good. So, third exercise you're going to do. You're going to be on your back. You're going to cross one foot over the other. From here, you're going to grab for the back of the thigh. Depending again on flexibility, you may be out here, or you may be in closer. You do want to try and keep your tailbone on the ground, so don't come so close that you're rolling everywhere. Tailbone, back of the hips on the floor. So hands are here. You're going to flex that foot, and you're going to press the heel up. You want to go somewhat slow on these, really feeling the lovely sensations. This is actually more of a nerve glide as opposed to a muscle stretch, but it helps loosen everything up in the back of the legs. So I really think, not necessarily even on my toes, but my heel driving up as I straighten the leg. On these, I recommend doing anywhere between 10 to 15 on each side. From here, what we're going to do, we're going to come into a lunge. So I'm going to kind of double up my mat here. If you want, you can have a pillow, you can use a block, whatever kind of cushioning and padding you need. So put my knee on that. From there, I'm going to bring a foot forward. So when it comes forward, the ankle is roughly lined up with my hip. So I'm not out to the side, I'm not across, because, that's going to be a little harder to balance. So I'm here. I'm going to squeeze my butt, just like we were doing in our second exercise, right? So I'm squeezing, I'm tucking that tailbone under, and from there, I'm moving my weight forward. But my shoulders stay over my hips as I come into my lunge. So my core is engaging, so I'm sitting up nice and tall. So I'm not here having a nice little chat, checking my phone. I'm up nice and tall, squeezing my underbutt. So not necessarily here, but right underneath. So if you want, you can make a little L, and you can put that finger right underneath the butt cheek, squeeze that area. So you should be able to feel that muscle engagement. Yeah. And I recommend holding anywhere between 30 to 60 seconds, depending on how long you can keep that engagement. So if you find that you can't quite keep that engagement for 60 seconds, wherever you feel it kind of stop, and you can't get it back, stop there. Excellent. So the last exercise we're gonna do for our splits is a hamstring stretch. So we're gonna start in a similar position. So we have a leg out, but instead of kind of coming forward at the hips, we're gonna think about kind of sticking our butt out, right? So arching the back. From there, you're coming down, trying to reach the floor. So if you're not able to reach the floor, if you have a block handy, you can bring a block to help with that, so you can hold up a little higher, because you don't want to round that tailbone, right? You want to keep it sticking out, almost arching and looking up. And the goal is to get your belly button down towards your thigh. And if you're more flexible than I, you can try and come down to your forearms here. So for me to get there, I have to punch. You still want to try and be nice and long, sticking out the butt. And again, I would recommend 30 seconds to 60 seconds in this position. Those are 5 exercises to help with your splits. So when you're going into your splits, you want to have square hips, because we are working on flexibility. We're not here to show off, so you want to make sure hip bones are pointing forward. I like to kind of place the base of my palm on the pointy bits of my hip bones and make a little triangle. So that triangle should be facing forward. It shouldn't kind of go off to the side, right? So it remains dead ahead. So from there, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna come forward, I'm gonna use my blocks, and I'm gonna slide out. So the thing about sliding out, you have to be careful, right? Because it becomes very easy to just kind of slide open, right? This is what you would call an open split, a show split, a jazz split. This is kind of the line that you would get when you're doing performances. But since we are working on flexibility, we don't want, see my triangle? It's not facing forward, it's facing off to the side. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna pull this front hip back, right? So I'm gonna come up and I'm gonna square my hips. So now my triangle is facing forward as I try and come down all the